Hello, and welcome back to the West Hempfield Forward Local Politics Show. My name is Nick Dennis. I am your 2025 Democratic candidate for Supervisor. And today I just wanted to talk about the Board of Supervisors meeting that happened last night at 7. It's always the first Tuesday of the month, and there was a lot to talk about. So this is just a brief overview. So First thing, there was a special guest, Commissioner Alice Yoder, who lives right here in the township, showed up and talked about a few things. So she shared about some changes to urban growth boundaries. She also talked about EMS tax credits. There was 17 eligible people that work here in our township, and only 4 applied to it. She talked about the new jail that's going together. There's plans on their website, breaking ground in 2026, and they'll be done by 2029. They also talked about a new countywide homelessness plan and housing plan. She stressed it's not a housing study, it is actually a plan to try and find out where people can live, $18,000 to $30,000. If they're earning that much, where do they live in the county? So here is some more information about that. Here's a quote from LMP. County Commissioner Alice Yoder said that the goal is to analyze the current state of housing and homelessness in the county, as well as gaps in services, and create a practical plan that will show up meaningful solutions like programs, policies, and changes. She said this is a countywide issue, not just a Lancaster City issue, and the goal would be for the plan to have very clear strategies of what's needed to get close to zero homelessness. So that was a nice appearance from Alice. Then the normal board started. Andrew, the township manager, gave his updates. Talked about this being the 7th straight year without an increase for residents for trash, but there will be one coming next year in 2026. Talked about a sinkhole in near Eagles View, right here off of Marietta. There's a sinkhole here, and there's some dispute with PennDOT as to who's at fault for that, if it's a township issue or if it's a PennDOT issue. PennDOT apparently claims that sinkholes are caused by development. So if we just stopped developing on farmland, there wouldn't be sinkholes. Interesting insight there. Next thing was updates from the treasurer. Seems like tax income is good this year, and they're switching banks from Fulton to Univest, although there will still be a Fulton account for residents who pay their bills locally by going to their local Fulton bank. So that's good to know. Then we got an update from the police chief, saying that there's a increased monitoring on Stony Battery Road, Route 30, and 441. They've so far made 110 traffic stops around this aggressive driver fund that they have. They're also getting new body cameras. So far, they have 11 of the 20 deployed, planning a full rollout by middle of May. And then he talked about National Night Out, which is coming up the first Tuesday in August. It's a day to try and have police departments build community with their neighbors. So that's an interesting thing. Then he also talked about some fraud cases are up in increasing around skimmers at gas stations and convenience stores. So be on the lookout for that. Then after the policeman talked, we had some updates from zoning and land use. They talked about rain barrels that are for sale and are often very popular. So if you're interested in a rain barrel, you can go on the West Hempfield Township website and get some information there that you can place an order for pickup. at the township place. Then there was updates about fire department. Nothing terribly interesting there. And EMS, apparently, Lifeline hasn't given the board any updates since the beginning of the year. But we hear that there will be new graduates coming soon, so there will be new staff here for the township for emergency services. So that's good to hear. There were no resident comments, so if you do have any issues or concerns that you are seeing in your neighborhood, there is always a chance at every one of these meetings to come up to the microphone and speak your piece. Or if you don't feel comfortable speaking, you can share with us westhempfieldforward@gmail.com, and I go to every meeting and I will be happy to speak on your behalf. So then we moved into the new business portion of the meeting. Talked about some subdivision plans for a place in Chinchilla Avenue here. This farm back here in this development is being subdivided into 3 spaces. No development plans yet, but if you live in the area, maybe something to keep an eye on. It's just off of Marietta Avenue here in this development, as you can see. Then talked about a new roof needed for the Public Works building. And then also, I guess LCBC Church last year helped to pave the path. Well, not pave, but put gravel down in the path around Grub Lake. And they're looking to do that again. And so this time they are hoping to, the new Fairview Park that has a disc golf course, they're hoping to put down a half-mile walking trail around that. So it's right down here. You can see it on the map there. And finally, there was talk, which this has been in the works for a very long time. I found an article here from August of 2011 talking about the merger between Mountville and West Hempfield fire crews, and then another one from 2013 talking about mergers. But it looks like they're finally moving forward with forming a new nonprofit 501c3 that would bring under its wing the Mountville Fire Department and the West Hempfield Fire Department under this one entity so that they can combine services and not duplicate equipment that they need for both areas. So the board will authorize collaboration with a lawyer to try and put that nonprofit together. And the township manager, Andrew, said that if we don't do this, we might soon need to move forward to a paid department. Both departments at the moment are volunteer, but if they don't merge, then volunteers might not be enough. So, and they also talked about that this has the potential to create a commission that is in charge of the nonprofit and would have in its charter the ability for other nearby municipalities to join the nonprofit as we move forward. So there's a potential that other nearby fire companies, like maybe Raffo Township or East Petersburg or something like that, could also join in the future. And then they closed the meeting by recognizing the 26 years that Officer Brian Stutzman served in the West Hempfield Township Police Department. So I hope that's a helpful overview of what happens at these sorts of board meetings. There'll be another one the first Tuesday in May. Anyone who's interested, I'd encourage you to come out and join me if you'd like. But that's all from me. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope we'll talk to each other again real soon.